welcome back to the channel. Today we're turning our attention to one of the most exciting and compelling watch brands in the entire industry right now, Tudor. The sister brand to Rolex, Tudor has spent decades in the shadow of its legendary sibling, but in recent years, it has emerged as something genuinely extraordinary in its own right, a manufacturer building Swiss watches of exceptional quality, with in-house movements, serious tool watch heritage, and design language that is bold, confident, and completely its own. Tudor watches are not Rolex alternatives. They are Tudor watches, and that distinction matters more with every passing year. From elegant everyday pieces to professional military dive watches and iconic vintage reissues, Tudor's current lineup is as strong as it has ever been. Here are 10 of the very best Tudor watches available today, counted down to the one that belongs at the very top of every shortlist. Let's get into it. Number 10, Tudor Ranger. The Tudor Ranger is a field watch done with quiet, understated conviction, a rugged, legible, and thoroughly wearable everyday piece that draws its inspiration from the original Ranger model supplied to explorers and military units in the 1960s and 70s. The modern Ranger wears a clean, no-frills 39mm stainless steel case that sits comfortably on a wide range of wrist sizes, and the bold Arabic numeral dial with its high-contrast layout delivers a legibility that makes reading the time feel effortless at a glance. Inside beats Tudor's in-house manufacture caliber MT5402, a movement with a 70-hour power reserve, COSI-level accuracy credentials, and a silicon balance spring for superior anti-magnetic performance. The fabric strap option gives it an immediate outdoors character, while the bracelet variant shifts it toward a more polished, urban personality. Number 9, Tudor Style. The Tudor Style is the brand's dedicated entry into the dress watch category, an elegant, slim, and beautifully proportioned timepiece that brings Tudor's commitment to manufacture quality into a format designed for life's more refined occasions. Available in a range of case sizes from 28mm to 41mm, the Style is one of the most size-inclusive watches in Tudor's portfolio, making it a genuinely accessible choice for any wrist. The integrated bracelet options in steel, two-tone, or with leather and fabric strap alternatives give it a sophisticated versatility that transitions elegantly from professional settings to evening occasions. The dial finishing is meticulous, with sunray textures that breathe life into what might otherwise be a straightforward layout, and the faceted hands and applied indices catch the light with a delicacy that speaks to genuine craftsmanship. The Tudor Style proves that the brand's ambitions extend well beyond tool watches and sports pieces. It is a full-service watchmaker, and the Style is evidence of that range done thoughtfully and well. Number 8, Tudor 1926. The Tudor 1926 is a celebration of the brand's origins. Named for the year Hans Wilsdorf registered the Tudor name, it is a classically proportioned dress watch that pays tribute to the elegant timepieces that established Tudor's reputation in the mid-20th century. The 1926 wears its heritage with lightness and confidence rather than the heavy-handedness that can sometimes plague anniversary edition watches. It simply looks right because the design it references was right from the beginning. The dome dial with its applied Roman or Arabic numerals, the slim bezel, and the overall case proportions combine to create a watch that is genuinely timeless in the truest sense of the word. Available in a range of sizes and dial configurations, it accommodates a variety of tastes without losing its essential character. The movement within is reliable and accurate, and the overall quality of materials and finishing reflects Tudor's elevated manufacturing standards. Number 7, Tudor Pelagos FXD. The Tudor Pelagos FXD is one of the most purpose-built and technically uncompromising watches in Tudor's entire current lineup, a professional military dive watch developed in direct collaboration with the French Navy's combat diving units and designed to meet the demanding operational requirements of elite underwater professionals. The FXD designation refers to the fixed strap system, a robust, non-swappable fabric strap engineered to perform under the most extreme conditions without the risk of a conventional spring bar failure. The case is 42 millimeters of solid titanium, lightweight yet extraordinarily tough, featuring a unidirectional bezel with a matte ceramic insert and Tudor's most impressive loom application across hands, indices, and bezel pip. Inside is the in-house manufacture caliber MT5602 with a 70-hour power reserve and exceptional magnetic resistance. The Pelagos FXD makes no concessions to aesthetics over function, and yet it is one of the most striking and purposeful-looking watches Tudor produces. Number 6. Tudor Royal. The Tudor Royal occupies a fascinating position in the lineup, a sports-inspired watch with an integrated bracelet that brings the sophistication of the integrated sports watch aesthetic to a price point that the Swiss industry has rarely visited with this level of quality and conviction. The Royal's dial offers a subtle guilloche texture that catches the light beautifully, and the integrated bracelet flows from the case with a visual continuity that the category demands, executed to a standard that watches costing significantly more sometimes fail to achieve. Available in a range of dial colors including blue, gray, and champagne, the Royal has a versatility that allows it to serve as both an everyday sports companion and a dressier evening option. At 41mm, it wears confidently without being imposing, and the overall proportions reflect careful design consideration. Number 5. Tudor Heritage Chrono Blue. The Tudor Heritage Chrono Blue is one of the most charismatic and immediately lovable watches in the entire Tudor catalog, a vintage-inspired chronograph that wears its 1970s racing heritage with an infectious confidence and warmth that makes it endlessly wearable and deeply enjoyable to own. The iconic Monte Carlo-style rally strap in blue and white sets the tone immediately. This is a watch with a personality, not just a specification sheet. The Panda-style dial with blue registers, contrasting subdials, and vintage-flavored typography rewards close inspection, while the cushion-shaped case at 42mm gives it a presence on the wrist that turns heads without demanding them. The column wheel chronograph movement within is reliable and satisfying to operate, and the overall package is one that simply makes you smile every time you put it on. Number 4. Tudor Pelagos 39. The Tudor Pelagos 39 is a landmark watch in Tudor's recent history, the moment the brand took its prestigious professional dive watch line and made it available in a case size that the broader market had been quietly requesting for years. At 39mm, the Pelagos 39 retains every technical credential of its larger sibling. Titanium construction, 500-meter water resistance, in-house manufacture caliber with 70-hour power reserve, and the self-adjusting bracelet clasp that Tudor pioneered, but delivers them in a form factor that wears with an elegance and comfort that the 42mm version cannot quite match. The result is a dive watch that you can wear to a business dinner without drawing a second glance, then take into the water the next morning without a moment's hesitation. The Pelagos 39 proves that a serious professional instrument does not need to be large to be capable, and in doing so, it has opened the Pelagos line to an entirely new audience who want the substance without the visual weight. Number 3. Tudor Black Bay Pro. The Tudor Black Bay Pro is Tudor's GMT, and it is one of the finest travel watches at any price currently in production. The Black Bay Pro features a 39mm steel case wearing a stunning black and gray shadow color scheme, sunburst black dial, dark gray chapter ring, and a bi-directional 24-hour bezel with a matte black and gray insert that gives the whole watch a monochromatic sophistication that is genuinely arresting. The in-house manufacture caliber MT5652 offers the GMT complication alongside a 70-hour power reserve, a silicon balance spring, and COC chronometer certification, an extraordinary movement specification at this price point. The syringe hands with their generous lume plots and the oversized crown are immediately distinctive, and the fabric strap included with the watch gives it a field watch practicality that suits the travel tool narrative perfectly. Number 2, Tudor Black Bay 54. The Tudor Black Bay 54 is the most recent addition to the Black Bay family and one of the most important Tudor releases in recent memory, a watch that takes the winning Black Bay formula and reinterprets it through the lens of Tudor's earliest dive watch references from 1954, resulting in something that feels simultaneously vintage and urgent. At 37 to me, the Black Bay 54 is the most compact and most elegant Black Bay in the current lineup, wearing its smaller case dimensions with a wrist presence that belies the numbers. The bold snowflake hands, prominent crown, and domed crystal give it a commanding character that larger watches sometimes fail to achieve. The in-house MT 4400 caliber provides 70 hours of power reserve in a slimmer movement configuration that allows the watch to wear closer to the wrist than the standard Black Bay. Number 1, Tudor Black Bay 58. The Tudor Black Bay 58 takes the top position, and it holds that position not by a narrow margin, but by a distance that reflects just how completely this watch has captured the imagination of the watch-buying world since its introduction. Named for Tudor's iconic 1958 dive watch reference, the Black Bay 58 distills everything that makes the Black Bay family great into a 39mm meter package that is as close to perfect as any watch at this price has a right to be. The proportions are flawless. The case diameter, the lug-to-lug measurement, the crown size, the bezel height. Every dimension has been considered and resolved with a harmony that makes the watch disappear onto the wrist in the best possible sense. The gilt-finished dials, the snowflake hands borrowed from Tudor's professional dive watches of the 1960s and 70s, the domed crystal, and the soft sheen finish of the soft touch bracelet all combine to create an object of genuine beauty that wears its vintage soul with authentic conviction.